It's February. Your HR sends that dreaded email, submit your tax saving proofs by month end. And suddenly, you're scrambling. You open Google, type best tax saving option, and within minutes, you're more confused than ever. ELSS gives highest returns, but markets are volatile. PPF is safe, but money is locked for 15 years. NPS has extra tax benefits, but you can't touch it until 60. Sound familiar? Here's the brutal truth that nobody tells you. This last-minute panic decision you make every year? It's potentially costing you lakhs over your lifetime. I ran the numbers, and the difference between choosing the right and wrong option for a 30-year-old earning 10 lakhs annually? It's over 47 lakhs by retirement. 47 lakhs. Just from this one decision. But here's what frustrates me the most. Financial advisors give you generic advice. They say it depends on your risk appetite without actually telling you what that means for your specific situation. Today, that changes. In the next 14 minutes, I'm going to give you a complete framework. Not vague advice, an actual decision tree based on your age, your income stability, your existing investments, and yes, your risk appetite. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which option to choose and in what proportion. Let's decode this once and for all. Before we compare these three giants, let's get our basics crystal clear. Section 80C of the Income Tax Act allows you to claim deductions up to 1,50,000 rupees from your taxable income. If you're in the 30% tax bracket, that's a straight 46,800 rupees saved in taxes every single year. Now here's what most people miss. Your EPF contribution, your life insurance premium, your children's tuition fees, these already eat into your 80C limit. So before you even think about ELSS, PPF, or NPS, calculate how much of your 150 limit is already utilized. Open your salary slip right now. See that EPF deduction? That's already claiming 80C benefits. Many salaried Indians have 60 to 70,000 already accounted for through EPF alone. This means your actual decision is for the remaining 80 to 90,000. Why does this matter? Because the proportion changes everything. If you only have 50,000 left to invest, putting it all in one option makes sense. But if you have the full 150 available, diversification becomes crucial. Also, remember that NPS gives you an additional 50,000 deduction under Section 80C CD1B. This is over and above the 150 limit. So technically, with NPS in your portfolio, you can claim up to 2 lakh rupees in deductions. That's an extra 15,000 in tax savings for someone in the 30% bracket. Keep this in mind as we dive deeper into each option. Let's start with the most exciting option, Equity-Linked Savings Scheme, or ELSS. This is essentially a mutual fund that invests primarily in stocks, with a tax benefit attached. The headline feature? Shortest lock-in period among all 80C options, just 3 years. But here's what the mutual fund advertisements won't tell you. That 3-year lock-in is per SIP installment, not for your total investment. So if you invest 10,000 monthly, your January investment unlocks in 3 years, but your December investment unlocks 3 years from December. It's a rolling lock-in. Now, returns. ELSS funds have historically delivered 12 to 15% annually over 10-year periods. The best performing funds have given even higher. But, and this is a massive but, in any given 3-year period, your returns could be negative. In 2020, many ELSS investors who needed money saw their investments down 20 to 30%. The tax treatment is beautiful though. After 3 years, your gains up to 1 lakh rupees are completely tax-free. Beyond that, you pay just 10% as long-term capital gains tax. Compare this to your fixed deposit where you're taxed at your slab rate on every rupee of interest. Who should choose ELSS? If you're under 35, have stable income, have an emergency fund already built, and won't need this money for at least 7 to 10 years, ELSS should be your primary ATC investment. The compounding on equity over long periods is unmatched. My top ELSS recommendations for 2024? Look for funds with consistent 10-year track records, low expense ratios, and fund managers with proven experience. Avoid NFOs and stick with established performers. Public Provident Fund. The government's gift to conservative Indian investors since 1968. Your grandfather probably had one, your father definitely has one, and honestly, you probably should too. Let me explain why PPF still makes sense even in 2024. First, the interest rate. Currently at 7.1%, reviewed quarterly by the government. Yes, it's lower than ELSS potential returns. But here's the thing, this return is guaranteed. When stock markets crashed in 2008 and 2020, PPF investors slept peacefully while equity investors had panic attacks. Second, and this is huge, PPF falls under the E category. Exempt, exempt, exempt. Your investment is tax deductible under ATC. The interest earned is tax-free. And the maturity amount is completely tax-free. No other mainstream investment offers this triple exemption. The 15-year lock-in sounds scary, but let's reframe it. You can make partial withdrawals from year 7 onwards. You can take loans against your PPF from year 3. And after 15 years, you can extend in 5-year blocks indefinitely. It's not as illiquid as people think. Here's a strategy most people don't know. Invest in PPF before the 5th of every month. Interest is calculated on the lowest balance between the 5th and end of month. Investing on the 4th versus the 6th can mean thousands of extra rupees over the investment lifetime. Who should prioritize PPF? If you're above 45, have low risk tolerance, already have adequate equity exposure through EPF or other investments, or want a guaranteed corpus for a specific goal, PPF is your answer. It's also perfect as the safe portion of your overall ATC allocation. National Pension System. Launched in 2004, yet still the most misunderstood tax-saving option among Indian investors. Let me clear the confusion once and for all. NPS is primarily a retirement product. Your money is locked until age 60, with very limited exceptions. This sounds restrictive, but this restriction is actually its superpower. You see, NPS offers something no other option does, aggressive equity exposure up to 75% through its life cycle fund, combined with professional fund management at ridiculously low expense ratios. We are talking 0.01%. Compare this to ELSS funds charging 1 to 1.5%. The structure is simple. You choose between active choice where you decide equity debt allocation or auto choice where it automatically reduces equity as you age. For most people under 45, the aggressive life cycle fund in auto choice is the best bet. Now, the tax benefits. Your contribution up to 150,000 qualifies under ATC. But wait, there's more. An additional 50,000 under ATC CD1B, that's 2 lakh total deduction potential. For someone in the 30% bracket, that's 62,400 in tax savings. At maturity, 60% of your corpus can be withdrawn tax-free. The remaining 40% must be used to buy an annuity, which is taxable as income. Yes, this is the catch. But think about it. You're getting tax benefits for 30 years, your money compounds at potentially 10 to 12%, and only a portion is taxed at the end. The math still works beautifully. Partial withdrawal is allowed for specific purposes like children's education, house purchase, or medical emergencies up to 25% of your own contributions after 3 years. Who should invest in NPS? Everyone with a 20-plus year horizon to retirement. Seriously. The combination of low costs, equity exposure, and additional tax benefits makes it almost irrational to ignore. Even if you invest just the additional $50,000 for the 80 1B benefit, you come out ahead. Enough theory. Let's build your personalized allocation strategy based on where you are in life. I'm going to give you exact percentages. Age 22 to 30, single, stable job. You have time on your side. Volatility is your friend because you can ride out market cycles. Recommended allocation, 70% ELSS, 20% NPS for the additional 80 CCD benefit, 10% PPF as emergency backup. Your goal is wealth maximization. Age 30 to 40, married, possibly have kids. Responsibilities increase, but you still have 25 plus years to retirement. Recommended allocation, 50% ELSS, 30% NPS, 20% PPF. You're balancing growth with stability. Age 40 to 50, peak earning years, children's education approaching. Capital preservation starts mattering more. Recommended allocation, 30% ELSS, 40% NPS, 30% PPF. You're tilting towards safety while maintaining growth. Age 50 plus, retirement visible. Protecting what you've built becomes priority. Recommended allocation, 20% ELSS only if you have other safe assets, 30% NPS which auto-reduces equity exposure, 50% PPF. Now, these are starting points. Adjust based on your risk tolerance. If market falls make you lose sleep, reduce ELSS by 10 to 15%. If you have other safe investments like real estate or fixed deposits, increase ELSS. If you're a government employee with pension, you can afford more ELSS. If you're self-employed without EPF, increase PPF for that guaranteed base. The key insight? Don't put all your eggs in one basket even within ATC. Each option serves a different purpose in your financial life. Let's make this actionable. Here's exactly what you need to do this week. Step 1. Calculate your available ATC limit. Open your salary slip, note down EPF contribution for the year, life insurance premiums, and children's tuition if applicable. Subtract from 150,000. That's your investable amount. Step 2. Decide your allocation using the age-based framework I shared. Write down the exact amounts for ELSS, PPF, and NPS. Step 3. For ELSS, choose 2 to 3 funds maximum. Don't over-diversify. Set up monthly SIPs starting this week. I recommend direct plans through AMC websites or platforms like Kuvera and Grow for lower expense ratios. Step 4. For PPF, if you don't have an account, open one through your bank's net banking or visit the post office. Set up a standing instruction for monthly deposits before the 5th of each month. Step 5. For NPS, register on the ENPS website. Choose Tier 1 account. Select the Auto Choice Aggressive Life Cycle Fund if you're under 40. Set up monthly contributions. Step 6. This is crucial. Set calendar reminders to review your allocation every April. Your circumstances change, your allocation should too. Here's my final thought. Tax saving is not the goal, wealth building is. The best tax saving option is one that you can stay invested in for the long term without panic selling during market downturns. Choose based on your temperament, not just returns. If this video helped clarify your confusion, smash that like button. Subscribe to Mahayukti Finance for more actionable personal finance content every week. Drop a comment telling me your age and which allocation you're planning to go with. I read every comment and will personally respond with suggestions. Your financial freedom journey starts with this one decision. Make it count. Jai Hind and happy investing.